And then after that year, my 3rd year in college is when we got married. In 2015.
We got married. I was 21. She was 20.
Mm-hmm. And it was November 2015.
Yeah.
So we had just turned 20 and 21.
Me and her had to like find a new apartment.
Yep.
And we were paying $500 and now it was going to be more.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, fuck, dude, we can barely do the 500.
Mm-hmm.
And then also that year I had a drug problem and I ended up going to rehab.
It's like a worsening drug problem.
Yeah.
Because it had been going on for a long time.
It had been going on like kind of secretly and like it wasn't always like an everyday thing, but then it developed into an everyday thing. All right, what's up, guys? We are back. I'm here with Lily, my wife, again. If you haven't seen the other episode we did, we kind of got into like who she is, a little bit of her life story. There's probably way more to it, but we got into a little bit of it. And she's back again. Because Nick's hard to get, we're going to start doing more episodes with her and other people, but mostly her because she lives here.
Yeah.
It's real easy. And I think she got bit by the podcasting bug. It's fun, isn't it?
I think so.
It's just like sitting down, having a conversation.
Yeah.
It could be our date night.
That's true.
Podcast, dinner, movie.
And I just like to support you in any way I can.
Yeah.
I'm like, if this will get you more views, then I'll be on the podcast.
Yeah. So.
Do you want to close the door? It's open.
I left it open because it gets hot in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Left it cracked a little.
Oh, okay.
Usually it turns into like a little oven in here.
Oh.
I don't know if it's, I think it's the lights and the body heat.
Well, also the sun sets in the window with the room that we're in.
That too.
The sun.
Those curtains will probably help.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah. So last time we got into like her life story and stuff. This time we're going to talk about like our marriage.
Like our relationship timeline.
Yeah, like our whole relationship timeline, our life. Maybe if we have like any advice or anything, we'll see.
Yeah.
But Lily wanted to start with, was it the week review or the dog thing?
We can do a weekly recap.
Of our life?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do this
That'd
week?
be good. Well, this week I just worked, but last week we went to that baseball game with my family, the spring training game.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the Dodgers.
And Lily... I'm gonna make it like it's your problem. Like
I brought an umbrella and that was a big problem.
That was a big problem. So like it's in Phoenix. Well, it's in Goodyear.
Yeah.
Which is close to Phoenix, which is hot, but it's not really summer yet. But it was like warm and there's no clouds in the sky.
It was in the 70s and we got lawn seats and there was no shade.
Yeah.
So I brought an umbrella
and
I even checked the rules to make sure that I could bring an umbrella because
you never know.
I just knew it would be nice to have shade.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I went to the baseball game with all my siblings and my mom. Is ghetto like a canceled word?
No.
Oh.
But it did turn ghetto.
It turned
I was
ghetto.
quite embarrassed.
Brendon wanted to die.
I just had my hat. I like tilted it down. I was like, I don't know these
Brendon
people.
wanted to die. So basically, my mom pulled her umbrella out because she brought one too for the sun. And then the people behind us told her to take it down. And
No, what happened? Yeah, no, she pulled it out. She put it up, and they were like, "Can you like scoot over?"
No, they didn't ask her to scoot over first.
They did. They did. I remember. You got to tell it in chronological order.
Basically, I'm gonna tell my side of the story.
All right, you tell your side of the story.
Because one of us always has to be right, and it always has to be me.
Yeah, for real.
No, they told my mom to take her umbrella down. And then they told her, well, can you scoot over? My mom was like, no, I'm not going to take it down. And then they asked her if she could scoot over.
Okay.
Well, at least that was my perspective.
Yeah. Well, I heard.
You probably heard something different.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't hear the part where.
It was slightly.
Unless I made it up in my head.
I think you made it up because they told you to take it down. But so what happened, she whipped out the umbrella. And the lady was like, yo, that's in the way. Can you just like scoot over so you're not in my way?
She was not very nice about it.
No,
though.
not really. She was a little rude.
No.
She was pretty rude. And then Lily's mom scoot over like half an inch. And then she's like, I don't want to. And I was like, just scoot over. Because I thought it was going to be like civil. And I thought it was not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
If your mom just scooted over a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like a minute later.
My mom did end up scooting over a little bit.
Yeah, she scooted over.
Just a little bit though.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
And then like a minute later, you pull your umbrella out of your bag.
Yeah, no, I heard the whole thing.
And I was like, oh shit.
I heard the whole thing and I was like, oh, you don't like her umbrella? Well, mine was even bigger. And I was like, watch this.
And you were like, we were like directly in front of them.
Yeah, we were directly
where
in front
her
of
mom
them.
was more like diagonal to where it was like barely in their view.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't even in their view. They just like to start problems probably.
Yeah.
And it was these like 3 butch old ladies that were like tan, short haircuts. They could probably do more push-ups than Lily.
They could literally throw me over the fence if they wanted to.
Yeah, and it was like about to be an issue. So then you pull yours out and put it up, and they're like, "You can't do that." And you're like, "Yeah, we can. I checked the rules." And then your brother was like, "Yo, it's in the rules that you can have an umbrella. Like, if you have a problem with it, go talk to security or something. Like, don't take it up with us."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "I'll switch seats with you if you want."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then one of the old ladies was like, "Oh, you would do that?" But the ringleader was like, "No, we're not doing that. She needs to take it down."
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then the ringleader stands up and like pretends to kick Lily's umbrella like behind our backs.
No, she pretended to kick me.
All right, well, behind our backs.
It wasn't the umbrella that she was pretending to kick.
Either way. Okay. So pretended to kick you.
That's exactly what happened.
And then your mom.
My mom went off on her.
She went off.
My mom is like the definition of mama bear. Like, if you mess with her kids in any way, or if she has any inclination that you are attempting to hurt us, she will literally eat you alive.
Yeah. Or even pretending.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. She was like, "You can do whatever you want to me, but don't be doing that shit to my kids."
Oh,
blah, blah. And it was like a whole thing. And literally everyone in the grass area is looking back at us. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, literally everyone was staring while my mom was yelling
and then
at
your
this
mom,
lady.
to make it even more ghetto, starts going off in Spanish.
Don't mess with her.
I was like, just talk shit in English. Let's keep it a little less ghetto. And then she's like, in Spanish. So then finally the ladies just move away.
Yeah, they did.
So then we backed up into where their spot was.
So we basically just stole their seats.
Yeah, we took their seats because then there was no one behind us.
Yeah.
And whatever. They were just like next to us, but like 15 feet away.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, we could have just switched spots. Like,
I know.
You didn't have to.
They hated our umbrellas.
Like, you can't have an umbrella. Like, literally no one else had an umbrella except for us.
There was someone that I saw like across the field that had an umbrella. Yeah, but they were not even in our area.
They probably just didn't think about it or thought it was against the rules to bring one.
Yeah.
But it was like very good to have an umbrella because outside the umbrella it was so hot.
Yeah.
But under it, it felt good.
Yeah.
Like it was bearable.
It was.
Without the umbrella, it was not bearable. I don't even know how like all 100 people were sitting there.
It was pretty. It was pretty hot.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy that part, but it was fun hanging out with my family.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, which is always what I love to do.
That was an issue.
Yeah.
And then once they moved away, you and your mom were like going off in Spanish, talking about.
Yeah, we were
them.
giggling.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, we were. Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, God.
I didn't even. All I said to them was, "I think that it was allowed," and I think that's all I said.
Yeah, and then your brother pretty much said the rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And luckily there were women because I did get mad, but I didn't say anything.
Well, yeah.
Because if there were men, I would have like yelled and probably gotten a fight with your brother.
Oh my God! It's like back in the day. I get flashbacks of back in the day of you almost getting into fights.
When?
Not actually getting into fights, but like you and my brother.
Yeah, like that.
Us.
Like there was one time where her sister had a birthday party. Was it your sister?
Was it?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
And so she had a bunch of friends over and they lived in like a little gated community that had like a pool for all the residents and stuff.
Yeah.
So like all the kids were in the pool. They think they didn't have a key or something.
Yeah.
So like they hopped over the fence.
We had a key to the pool.
But they couldn't find it.
We had a key to the pool. It was just that there was a lot of kids. Like it was a lot of teenage kids hanging out at this like tiny pool in our community.
Yeah. So one guy was like, he said something about like Mexicans.
Oh, yeah.
So then your brother was there. And then Marvin too.
Yeah. One of my uncles was
One of your uncles. So your brother was there. And then they both come to the house and they're like, this dude said this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were both drunk.
Yeah.
And then
I was like, oh no. Here goes Brendon getting dragged into something.
And then like your brother grabs his gun.
Oh,
and then
gosh.
we like all three like go to their house and start like yelling at them and stuff. And the guy was like yelling at us.
Yeah.
And whatever. And that was like, he said something and I blew my lid and started yelling too.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like real jacked.
Yeah.
I was like ultra jacked. And your mom just looked at me that one time. She was like, whoa. She was like, I've never seen you yell before.
He's like, Brendon's like, I never had a reason to.
Yeah. I was like, I've never.
Yeah, I hate those situations. So that was how our week started. That was on a Monday too, that baseball game.
Get your adrenaline going.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Everything was fine after that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it was fine. They were looking over. The ringleader, she kept looking over at us.
Like, what are we gonna do?
Like, just mind your own business. And then every time we had to like walk to go to the bathroom, we had to walk past them.
Oh yeah. I don't think I went to the bathroom once after
I did.
that whole situation.
And then like your brothers kept going to get snacks and stuff. And I keep seeing them.
Yeah.
Stare at them.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, dude.
I know. I don't like those situations.
No.
You've never been in an actual fight as an adult.
As an adult, no.
No. It's just not something you want to do.
No. Pretty much ever since I turned 18, I was like, I know if I get in a fight now, like I'll go to jail.
Yeah.
So I've always just stayed real calm. And I'm a pretty calm person to begin with. I did get in a few fights in like middle school.
Yeah.
But after that, I was just like, it's not worth it.
It's just pointless.
Yeah. I wonder if there was no laws against fighting, if I would be less.
Yeah, we'd be freaking cavemen.
Like, nice. Yeah. There's probably fights like, all the time. Like in traffic.
Because there was no risk of you going to jail.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you know what? I'm mad today. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. But there's that risk.
We're civil society mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
I guess that's what's important about laws.
Yeah.
Is it keeps people in check.
For reals.
So if there was no laws like that.
Yeah.
He's like, you pissed me off.
We'd be like Neanderthals.
I'm gonna hit you with a stick.
like
in traffic, people would be fighting all the time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be bad.
Oh my God.
One time we were leaving our house. We were on the way to the gym. And I was like moving slow. Like I was at the stop sign leaving our house like really slow. And I kept looking left and right like a million times. I don't know. I just wasn't fully awake.
Yeah.
And someone was behind me and was like in a rush and just really pissed off.
Yeah.
And he like sped around us to turn left and then like flipped us off.
While he's turning?
While he's turning.
This balding dude in like a convertible.
It was like a stupid convertible with the top down.
It was like a chunky high blood pressure.
His face was like red.
Yeah, it was like red.
It was red.
And he's like, you took 12 seconds.
Literally. And our street where we live at stop sign can get really busy. And I was just being extra cautious for some reason. And then he continued to drive like a crazy person. Like we're at the same red light at the freeway entrance.
Yeah, we got to the freeway at the same time.
At the same time.
Which is like half a mile away.
So he was in a rush for absolutely no reason, as people are.
They always do that.
It's like we end up in the same place every time. It's so annoying. But yeah, if people like actually got physical with each other, imagine you get physical with your car. You just start playing bumper cars with people.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I don't know if you see, well, you don't really watch YouTube Shorts very much.
Yeah.
But on YouTube Shorts all the time, I see road rage incidents.
Yeah.
And they're always in Phoenix.
Really?
I don't know if it's sending that to me because it knows I'm in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But they're always in Phoenix.
It probably just has your location.
Always in the ghetto parts of town.
Yeah.
Like people will get in fights or like a car will be ramming another car.
Well, TikTok shows you videos that are in your area. Yeah.
Probably happens everywhere, but
yeah.
I don't know. Phoenix just strikes me as like a ghetto place where that shit would happen.
It's not that ghetto.
It's not, but
it's like any big city.
It seems like a place where people will fight.
Oh. It's the Wild West.
Yeah, it's like the Wild West. Like it literally is where cowboys used to live.
Now people are going to think Phoenix is like, ooh.
Good. They can stop coming here.
Yeah, true. I do want people to stop over here.
The population is like booming.
Yeah. So that's how our week started.
Yeah.
And then
you went to Mexico.
And then I worked 2 days and then I went to Mexico for, I think I left Thursday and came back Sunday.
Yeah. She went to a bachelorette party. They went to like 4 strip clubs.
Yeah, right. I've never been to a strip club.
They were doing cocaine.
Why are you saying the most wild, crazy things that never happened?
That's what happens at bachelorette parties.
I've literally never done cocaine.
All right, well.
I'm putting that on the record right now.
That's probably the movie The Hangover and not.
Yeah, we did nothing like that. So Thursday we went to Rocky Point, and then we stayed at like a really big house. So the friend that's like throwing the bachelorette for the bride, it's her parents' house, and it's like huge. It's basically like a 5-bedroom house, like right on the beach in Rocky Point. So we did that Friday. We got there Thursday, had lunch, and then for dinner we got tacos delivered, which were like bomb, like Mexican flour tortillas with carne asada. And then we went out Thursday night, and I didn't know how many 18 to 20-year-olds go to Rocky Point because the drinking age is 18. I had no idea that's what the vibe was like.
It's a thing.
Everyone's like, where school do you go to? And I'm like, I'm literally 28 years old.
You're like, I'm old now.
I'm old. Yeah, I felt kind of old being there because everyone's like going to college. Like they're literally all just college age kids.
It's funny that there's such a big difference between 20 and 28, but like the time goes by and like nothing.
Yeah, it does.
Like I feel like I was just 20.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just 16.
Yeah.
But I'm like almost 30.
I know.
And
it's crazy.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it is.
It goes by too quick.
I'm like, where are your parents?
Their parents don't care.
I'm like, why did your parents let you go to Rocky Point?
Did
you even tell them you went to Rocky Point?
Well, once you're 18, you can do whatever you want.
That's wild.
Especially if you're like living in a dorm and stuff.
Yeah.
You could just go.
Oh my gosh. But it's like a whole nother country. It's just crazy to me how young they are being over there. And drinking. Oh my gosh.
I know, because I'd be scared that my kid's going to end up in a Mexican prison. That's like one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
Is going to a Mexican prison.
Because you could do something.
For any reason.
Right. Yeah.
And getting stuck there. You'd
literally be stuck there. You have to hire like a Mexican lawyer, pay them thousands of dollars to get out if you did something really bad. Even if you.
Like I honestly really don't even want to go to Mexico anymore.
I still would like to go.
I don't.
I want to go to Puerto Vallarta.
Because I feel like one day one of these cops is just going to be like, you did something. And I'm going to be like, I didn't do anything. But then they're going to put me in jail.
I mean, it's always a risk, but people retire out there.
Yeah.
People that look even whiter than you.
It's pretty safe. It's just like a weird fear.
No, it is. Just because their justice system is very corrupt.
It's terrible.
Everyone gets paid off. Everyone gets paid off. You can't trust the police. You can't trust there's like the La Policía, and then there's also los federales. You can't trust them. And then you have the cartel. So it's just... You just have to be careful, honestly. And there's always a risk when you go there.
Yeah.
Which is why I always do get slightly nervous when I go, just because of that.
I'm glad you can speak Spanish, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure that helps.
No, it's really useful. And then people don't think they can take advantage of me.
Right.
Not that it's ever happened, but also I've only ever traveled with family and men who speak Spanish. So that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
But it was totally fine. We went out Thursday night. I was like very slightly hungover Friday morning. Then I went on a run, and I hadn't run in like a year. But I just could not just be a couch potato for the rest of the day. I just couldn't. There was no gym nearby. There was no treadmill or anything. So my only option was to either do like body weight exercises, which I kind of can't stand like doing it at home. I just can't get the motivation to put like effort into it.
It's hard.
So I was like, okay, well, running is my best option. So then I ran basically a 5K. And then that was what I did Friday morning. And then we got massages in the afternoon. And then we had dinner made by a private chef.
Dang.
Someone that our friend hired to make us dinner in the house.
Dope.
I'd feel funny saying private chef because it sounds super fancy.
Sounds like bougie.
Yeah. But honestly, anyone can hire someone to do that for you.
Yeah. Because if you pay anyone to cook for you, then...
It's technically a private chef. Yeah. It just sounds bougie. So I'm like, it's a private chef.
Yeah.
So we did that Friday night. It was really good. I had chiles rellenos, which I usually never eat, but it was really good because it's honestly just like carbs and fat. And I usually just don't go for that if I'm ordering food. But it was really good. And we had like a little like side of steak. I think it was carne asada. And then Friday night, half of the group went out to like some club B type place, and then half of the group stayed in. It was funny. We were saying how it was like the 25 and up club was staying inside in Friday night. And then Saturday, we kind of had to get up early Saturday because we had a booze cruise at 10 a.m. And I knew there'd be drinking during that time too. And so I was like, well, I don't want to go out Friday night and then have to get up early Saturday and then have to go on this booze cruise. So we did that for like 3 hours and that was fun. Walked around town a little bit. And then we did end up going to a restaurant Saturday afternoon to have lunch. So we put our order in. We get drinks like waters and some people get actual drinks. And then 40 minutes later, we still don't have any food, which is insane. Waiting 40 minutes for food, I feel like, is a very long time.
Yeah, it is.
And so my friend, she's the host. She goes up to the guy and she's like, where's our food? We've been sitting here for 40 minutes. And then he's like, oh, it'll just be 10 more minutes. And then finally we're kind of just all fed up with it. And I think she was really fed up with it too, like the whole wait and everything. So then we were like, just give us a check. And he got all attitude-y and like I saw him roll his eyes at us. Like we were just basically like, we just want to pay for these drinks and leave.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of a while later, I'm like, I don't think it should take that long to just give us our check for the drinks and then let us go. So it's like taking a while. And she's just like, we're just going to pay cash. Like we're just going to leave cash and leave. So we're all just like scrambling through our wallets, like trying to find like the perfect amount because we don't want to leave like, there's no reason for us to leave a huge tip for poor service.
For nothing.
Right. So then we just dropped the money on the table and like we literally ran out of there. We scrammed.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll get your check and your food.
Yeah. No, because, how has it been 40 minutes? It's only going to take 10 more minutes for the food to get out.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of crazy.
Like it should have taken 15 to begin with.
Right. And so I'm just glad we left because then we ended up going back to the house and we had so much leftover food from food that had been there from the other days. And so we just ate that. Honestly, everyone took a nap because the sun is just so draining after being on the boat for like 3 hours. So then we did that. And then Saturday night, we just stayed in the house, like packed up all our personal belongings and basically just hung out till really late and then left early Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Yeah. And then I came home, took a nap, and then I was off. Everyone literally went back to work Monday and I was the only one that was off on Monday.
You were like, suckers. It's because we've learned from like traveling, which I'm sure other people know too, but like they don't implement it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you should always take one day off when you get back.
Yeah.
Because the ride back, you might be off that day, but it's really not relaxing.
No. Mm-mm.
And you like the next day, you're just always tired.
Mm-hmm.
And having at least one day before you go back is like really helpful.
No, it is. It's just like a good way to have a buffer. You just need a buffer between traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I literally didn't even drive. I was just sitting in the car for like 4 hours.
It's because you're out of your element. You're probably like dehydrated.
True.
Because you had been drinking 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
And just like, you're just not in your element. I think your body can't fully relax.
No, I don't think so.
When you're not like at home.
No. And then I'm socializing with people and using a lot of social. And I feel like I use a lot of social energy. Mm-hmm. And so I think I was just like wiped out. Because I did take a nap when I came home on Sunday. Yeah. And I've been like unpacking immediately after a trip lately.
Me too. I did the last time.
We did that when we got back from LA. And then I did that on Sunday.
I usually wait so long.
Mm-hmm. And just let it sit there.
Yeah, but it's so unorganized. And you just have this big ass suitcase sitting around for days.
And then it stares at you.
Mm-hmm. It just gives you anxiety. Like, just do it when you get home, dude.
Right. Yeah. So I did that Sunday, unpacked, and then I knocked out for a little bit. And I think you podcasted on Sunday. While I was napping.
Yeah. Nick and Jake came over.
Yeah.
And we did that episode. So you guys probably saw that one last.
Oh, yeah.
Because this will come out after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. And then Monday, I got my life together and then went back to work Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty much my week.
Yeah. Mine was much more boring.
What did you do?
I was just waiting for you. I think I just like went to the gym alone, did my work. Like my coaching work, and probably edited some videos. That's about it. Yeah. And then I picked you up from your friends and dropped you off. Well, I dropped you off before the trip and I picked you up after the trip, and I was just kind of sitting around feeling lonely. I was like, damn, I should get friends or something. That's sad. I like thought a few times about inviting someone over, like just to hang out. Yeah. But then every time I think of that, I'm just like, nah, just like... I'll get some work done. The day will almost be over. Like, what's the point of even having anyone over?
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure you were just productive.
Yeah.
You did bring Navy when you came to pick me up.
Yeah, you reminded me like 40 times, but I literally wouldn't have forgotten.
I know. I just wanted to make sure.
But yeah, because your friend wanted to see her.
Yes, we were like talking about her the night before.
Everyone's obsessed with this dog.
Yeah. If you don't know.
I think because you hype her up so much.
I think
you probably show her pictures and you're like, this is the best dog ever. She can like read minds. She can do backflips. She can speak English.
I just love her so much.
She's a great dog.
That's what happens when you love something so much. You can't help but talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm. She's like
she's my phone screen wallpaper. So I have this badge at work that's a French bulldog. And then like time someone's like, oh my gosh, your badge is so cute. Is that a Frenchie? And I'm like, yes, look, this is her. And then I just pull out my phone. Like, this is my baby.
So if you guys don't know, which you probably don't, I don't know where you found this video.
Yeah.
But we have 3 dogs. Blue, she's a lab mix. We got her first. And then like a year later, we got Kobe. He's an Australian Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they were like 6 years old, we got Navy.
Yeah.
And Navy is a French bulldog. And she is the best dog ever. I think Lily legit seemed a little depressed before we got her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just like our whole life situation, the house we were living in, she didn't really like, and like the neighborhood, and
yeah,
I don't know what else, but like as soon as we got Navy, I feel like you brightened up.
Yeah.
And you just fell in love with the dog. And it's funny because I feel like anytime you see people with Frenchies, well, like before,
yeah,
you see them with Frenchies and you're like, oh, it's an expensive dog.
Mm-hmm.
They probably just want it because it's like a status symbol.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But like we got Navy for free.
Yeah.
From her dad. We always did think Frenchies were really cute.
Yeah.
And your dad got a Frenchie because you were like, these dogs are really cute. Like you should.
Yeah, he said he wanted to get the meanest looking pit bull he could find. And I said, you're not getting a pit bull. I said, get a French bulldog instead.
Yeah. So he ended up getting a French bulldog, Sissy, and she was a good dog. And she's like obsessed with him.
Oh yeah.
Like she won't even go.
She's worse than Navy.
If you try to take his dog for a walk, she won't go with you.
No.
She'll be like, nah, my dad's in the house.
Yeah.
We have to wait for him.
Yeah. No, she will not go anywhere without my dad if my dad is around.
Yeah. So he bred her once and twice. But the first time he bred her, she had a litter of, I don't know, 6 or 8 or whatever. And he gave one of those dogs to his, I don't know what.
It's his wife's nephew and his girlfriend. They gave them Bali. Mm-hmm. Bali is Navy's mom.
Yeah, Navy's mom. And then so like the deal they had with her is that like if they ever bred her, then he would get first pick of one of the dogs.
Yeah.
So when
that was like the contingency for them getting a Frenchie gifted was you have to have a litter and I get pick of the litter. That's what my dad said.
Right. Because he was thinking about like breeding and stuff, but he really stopped doing all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he was really into it at one time.
Yeah, he was.
He's like, you mix this color with this color and you get a green Power Ranger.
Green Power Ranger.
But so Bali finally had babies, like whenever. I don't know. But her dad always knew that Lily wanted a Frenchie. So one day he DM'd me on like Facebook or something. While Lily was at work.
Which is funny because he totally has your number.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he maybe thought it would be more sneaky. Oh. Like if you had my phone and the funny message popped up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It. But if I checked my Facebook messages, then you wouldn't see it, you know?
That's so funny.
So he was like, I know Lily wants a Frenchie, but I know you already have 2 dogs and I wanted to check with you first to make sure like you were okay having 3 dogs before I even bring it up to her. You know, like it's your decision.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to overwhelm you with dogs. And obviously if I tell her she can have one, she's going to say yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's fine with me. I'm like, and if she ever finds out that I declined a Frenchie, we're getting divorced.
I would be really mad.
Yeah. But I was like for it immediately. And then, and Lily had actually shown me a picture of the litter like a few days later. And she was like, oh, this one's cute, pointing at Navy. So then I met with her dad. Like he lives in LA and I live in Phoenix. So we met in Blythe halfway and I got Navy and then brought her home to surprise Lily like while she was at work. And then she came in the door and like saw her And she thought it was another dog that he had.
Yeah, I thought it was a different puppy.
He thought we were just like watching it or something. She thought we were like, or she thought her dad was there.
Yes.
She thought her dad was visiting.
Yep.
And that was the surprise. But the surprise was it was her dog, Navy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. She just ended up being like the best dog ever.
Yeah.
And her personality is like so cute, and she just like loves being with us all the time.
She does.
And she's nice and lazy,
Yeah.
which we like, you know.
She doesn't take much to work her out.
She likes to go for like a walk, but not that long.
No.
And like she'll just lay with you.
If the weather's perfect, she'll go for like a 40-minute walk.
Yeah. If it's hot, she's like, no.
No, she can't. She can't tolerate.
Yeah, they overheat.
Tolerate the heat. Honestly, if it's over 70 degrees, she can't go for long walks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
If it's over 70.
Yeah, like midday now. It's a little too warm.
It was 85 today.
Yeah, it got hot.
It was warm. Like, there's no way I'd be going on a walk in the afternoon today.
In the summer here, when it's like 1:15, she just has to like go pee, come right back in the house.
Yep. Yeah, we coddle her, definitely.
Yeah. But for everyone that has a Frenchie, like, because they overheat.
Mm-hmm.
They're really not outside dogs at all.
They're lap dogs for sure.
Unless you live in like San Diego.
Mm-hmm. Even then, it can get warm there too.
Yeah.
And in the sun.
Even then on certain days,
Mm-hmm.
you like have to bring them inside.
Yeah.
But
Because everything is hotter in the sun.
mm-hmm.
If you're in the shade, it's cool, but depending on the temperature. But honestly, how I gauge if I think she is too hot or not, sometimes we'll be on a walk and she'll just fall on the ground, like not fall, but she'll just lay herself on the ground and stop walking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll gauge, well, if I'm hot, how do I think she's feeling?
Yeah.
So then I'll put her in her stroller.
Probably way hotter than you.
Yeah.
So we'll get into dog of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll talk more about like our marriage timeline and crap.
Yeah.
Because we probably have like 25, 30 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Okay. We can talk about
All right.
Who's been the most well-behaved in the last week.
All right. So who do you think?
It's Kobe.
Which is funny because Kobe is literally our worst dog. Like, yeah, he's actually not bad behavior-wise. He's bad. Like, he has so much anxiety. And he like, anytime you open the door, he has to be the first one out. So he'll like push the other ones out of the freaking way.
He's very rude.
He's rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just always has to be first at everything. He
Mhm.
wants to be the alpha, but he's clearly not.
He's not.
Like,
But he hasn't done anything bad in the last week.
no.
And then Blue, we were playing outside and I took her out. So we have all the dogs go in a certain area on the side of our house. We call it the side yard. And there's a gate that's like keeps them from going into the other areas
Mhm.
to do their business. And Blue, I'm out there playing with her and Navy, and I take them both out to the side, and then we're playing. And then Blue, I literally look away for 30 seconds, and she starts pooping on an area that she's not supposed to. And I yell at her, and I'm like, go to the side yard.
Luckily, it was the rocks and not the turf.
Yeah. But still, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
She does know.
Oh, my gosh.
So, like, every time we take the dogs out, you go straight out the door, and then straight and to the right is the little gate of, like, their blocked off little boo-boo area.
Right.
And Kobe, you open the door, he goes right there.
Yeah.
Navy will go right to the edge of the concrete and then come back in the house.
Yeah.
Like, she never has to go potty for some reason because she just wants to be with you.
Yeah.
And then Blue will always walk out our door and veer left. And we're
She
like,
knows.
dude. And then you yell at her and she goes
She
to
knows.
the right spot.
Oh, my gosh. She
Like,
knows.
she always tries to go somewhere else.
Yeah, she does.
Like, why, dude?
So that was Blue. So that's why she's not pet of the week.
Yeah.
Because Blue pooped where she's not supposed to. And then Navy, who's my baby. Like,
Mhm.
I love her. Like, if I birthed her, that's how. And I'm extremely obsessed with her. Anyone that knows me, it's like, oh, Lily and Navy. Like,
Mhm.
they come as a package.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But she's been getting into the trash can in the bathroom. And the trash that's in there is not gross or anything. It's just the hand towels that I have for when you wash your hands. You can dry your hands with those little disposable hand towels.
Yeah.
And she's been getting into that trash can. And then I went to TJ Maxx yesterday and I bought actually the shirt I'm wearing now. I bought it yesterday and I left it in the plastic bag on the floor. And she got into it and ripped the tags apart and actually took the hanger that it was hanging on and brought it over to her bed so she could chew on it.
Yeah.
Which Navy's never done this before.
No.
She's just started doing that recently, like getting into the bathroom trash can and just trying to like chew on paper.
Yep.
and I can never catch her.
Nope.
She does it so discreetly. You just find it later. I don't even hear her.
She's so quiet. Like,
she's so quiet about it.
Ninja.
Yeah, she is.
I think she waits till we're like away.
Yeah, she does.
Honestly, she won't do it like while we're in the living room.
She does have a bad habit of eating anything and everything off the floor.
She's a little Hoover.
Yeah, she's a little vacuum, but that's why she's not pet of the week. Because she's a bad girl.
But 51 out of 52 weeks of her year, she's pet of the week. But this week she torn up some paper.
I know.
And Blue took a crap, so
yeah,
Kobe won.
Kobe wins by default.
He just didn't do anything bad.
Yeah, he didn't.
He usually doesn't do anything bad, except when people come over, if he hasn't gone pee like in the last 2 minutes, he'll pee on the floor because he gets like nervous.
Yeah.
Even if it's people he's met 300 times, they're just new to the house, like he hasn't seen them in a week.
Oh my God.
He'll be like,
so we have to take him out to pee before anyone comes over.
Like right before.
Honestly, lately, if people are coming over, anyone, just one person, I tell them to let me know so I can put the dogs out in the back. This is very stressful having people come over and then the dogs are crowding the door or they're barking.
They're crowding, they're barking.
It's actually
Kobe pees.
Really annoying.
It is really annoying.
So just tell people, just tell me no. Don't ring the doorbell. Do not ever ring the doorbell at our house.
I hate it.
Oh my gosh.
And if you're a solar salesman, dude, read the sign that says no soliciting.
We have a no soliciting sign and all the door-to-door salesmen ignore it.
They just ignore it. And they're all solar salesmen.
Oh my goodness.
Every one of them.
You don't even answer the door anymore for them.
Hell no.
No.
I have a ring doorbell, bro.
Yeah.
And I set it so that 10 seconds after you ring it, it says, sorry, we are not interested.
They don't listen. They hang around.
Like, bitch, I'm surprised Ring doesn't, because there's like an automatic message thing that you can set. Yeah. And I set sorry, we are not interested.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why don't you have one that says no soliciting?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
If you ring the doorbell, 5 seconds later, no soliciting on this property.
Yeah. I wish you could put a pre-recorded message.
Yeah.
No soliciting.
Sorry, if you did not read the no soliciting sign 10 feet behind you, shove it up your ass.
I do feel
and then read it.
I do feel bad for the solar salespeople because that's how they make a living.
Yeah, but
it's just annoying.
If it says
so
no
many.
soliciting, like if I say I don't want you talking to me.
I know.
But like if I want solar, I'm gonna go online and click I want solar, bitch. And I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna some guy gonna come to my door and be like, you want crayons? Nah, bitch, if I wanted crayons, I would go on Amazon and look up crayons.
One time I got trapped out there. I didn't even have my phone with me. I was literally watering the plants. And they caught me on the side of our house. And I was like, help.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm like, no.
You know the sun creates power? And you can have it.
Oh, and and I don't want to be rude to them to their face. So I just had to listen the whole time. And it was hot and I was sweating.
It's hard. Solar is
I wanted to scream.
It's kind of a good idea. And if I knew we were going to keep this house forever, I would have bought the solar panels already.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I know.
But because I'm like, I don't want to buy them and then sell the house or rent it to someone else in 5 years and then they're going to benefit. Which I don't know, like renting might help, but I'm like, I don't know if it would, because if you rent a house, I don't know if the electric bill being less would allow you to charge more for rent or if it would be the same anyway.
Right.
So,
hard to say.
But it might be like a good benefit. Like, hey, if you live here, you're going to have a low electric bill.
Right.
So that's a good reason to pick this house.
It's hard to say.
But yeah, I'm like, and then I've done the math. I mean, it probably would go faster because electricity goes up over time. But like with the current rates, it would take like 20 years to get the money back.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's not a good return on investment.
Yeah. It's very slow.
You have a lot of money that you don't need.
Yeah.
Or care about.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends. Like if I knew the future for sure, like how much is electricity going to go up exactly on what dates and when.
I mean, it is always going to increase in price.
Right. But I just don't know at what rate.
Yeah.
How much? Like if I knew it was going to go up, to 10 cents per kilowatt hour or whatever. I don't know. If it was going to go up to like $1 per kilowatt hour next year, then I'd be like, bitch, give me all the solar panels.
Yeah, that's true.
And a battery thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, so let's get into our marriage. So, marriage is weird. So, not our marriage.
Well, I guess we could talk about how we met.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Start from there.
Yeah. So, I wanted to talk about first, it's crazy because when we first met and we were first talking and dating and stuff, I feel like all the stuff we talked about, like having a house, having cars, having good jobs, and like the future we envisioned,
Mm-hmm.
we're like there now.
Right.
And it's crazy. And it's like, I don't always take the time to like appreciate it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, damn, I'm really like where I wanted to be
Yeah, we are.
as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But then you wake up every day and you're like, gotta grind, gotta hustle,
Right. I'm like,
gotta get further. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm literally there.
yeah.
Like we're literally there already.
Yeah. No, we are. Thankfully.
But yeah,
Yeah.
very thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we met in school.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a blood drive. We were both trying to skip class. She was very good at school. I wasn't.
Yeah, I've always been studious.
Yeah.
The blood drives that we would have every few months was just like a break for me, honestly.
You just get an hour off. You get to help some people by giving them your blood.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I went to one, and she was sitting in like the waiting area. Like they make you sit there for like 15 minutes when you're done giving blood to make sure you don't pass out or anything.
Yeah.
And I was done giving blood, and I was just in a good mood that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I like walked up and started kind of flirting with her / talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to you really.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time we talked. And then I remember exactly what went down after that. I feel like you would come into class sometimes and I would wave at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we had met, so then.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I know you.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So we would just wave at each other, and that was about it for a few months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Well, I have to tell you my first impression of you
Okay,
when we met
Let's go. Oh,
at the blood drive.
mm-hmm.
I thought you were creepy.
Yeah, I was.
because you asked me if I was a freshman,
Yeah.
and I knew you were a senior.
Yeah.
I don't know why I knew that. I just knew.
Well, I walked up
Or
because
unless you told me.
she was like so skinny,
Mm-hmm.
like this thing, like this little arm thing. She was like
I was
super
tiny.
skinny.
Yeah.
Like if the
I got
if the
offended
breeze
that
came,
you asked me
she
that
would
I
blow
was
away.
a freshman.
Well, that's why I thought, because you're so skinny
The breeze.
that you looked young, you know. I was like, you're a freshman, and you were like, no. I was like, dang it, never mind.
That immediately put me off.
Yeah, you're like, weirdo.
Yeah.
Why do you care?
I was like, why do you care if I'm a freshman?
Well, because when I'm 30, then you'll still be young and pretty.
Yeah, right. You weren't thinking that far into the
No.
future.
No.
That was my first impression. So, and honestly, I was never boy crazy.
Mhm.
I was always just content with myself.
Minding your own business.
Going to school and just thinking about, I knew I had to apply for college soon and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's what I was thinking about.
I wasn't. I was like, girls, girls, girls,
Mm-hmm.
girls, girls, girls.
Yeah.
What is college?
Yeah. So that
Like,
was my
You gonna go to
focus.
college? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, my focus was girls.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I was like 8.
Yeah. Well, then I liked boys, but I got rejected a lot. So then I just didn't prioritize it. I was like, ew, why am I going to waste my time on these dumb boys?
Yeah.
They don't even like me. So I just kept to myself.
I was like, I know
Yeah.
she's gonna mature nicely.
Ew. You see? That's why I was off put. But no, then we started saying hi to each other here and there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I guess he's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess he's nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he still might be creepy though. He likes freshmen.
It's because my mom always taught me stranger danger.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
And then
And I still have stranger danger.
yeah, he's still very paranoid.
Yep.
And then in the math building one day between classes, I saw her and then I asked her for her number.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started texting and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
I did think you were cute.
Okay, that's good.
Initially, I was like, whatever. I was like, you're just a dumb boy. And then later, we would talk for a little bit here and there for a
Mhm.
while.
Yeah,
And then I was like, oh, he's actually cool.
Yeah.
And I think he's cute.
that's good.
Mm-hmm. But it took like you talking to me for me,
Yeah. You weren't just like
for me
he's
to
hot.
think of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You did ask me for my number.
I got your number. Then we started like texting and
Mm-hmm.
and then we hung out pretty quickly after that. I feel like It was
Yeah,
like a week
it
or
was
two
pretty
later, I
quickly.
think.
Yeah.
So I picked her up from school.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to I was living with like a family friend at the time,
Mm-hmm.
not at my mom's house.
Yeah.
And we went there and like no one was home. And then we just watched a movie. I think
Mhm.
it wasn't Easy A. It was the other one.
It was Crazy Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Mm-hmm.
We watched that. And then she put her head on my shoulder and she says she was just tired. Like her
I
head.
said
her head
I
was
needed to
tired.
rest my head.
Yeah.
I literally said that.
Yeah. But it wasn't like,
Well, actually, no. I think I told you that later.
yeah, you told me that later.
I told you that later. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just thought you were trying to cuddle.
Actually, I was probably trying to do both.
Yeah.
It must have been.
Probably.
Maybe I was just still playing it cool with you.
Yeah. You're like, nah, I didn't even.
You're like, I don't want to cuddle. I just wanted to rest
Just
my
my
head.
head was too heavy.
My head was weary.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And then we went on our first date.
What? Oh yeah, our first date. Yeah.
So it was to Outback Steakhouse with I paid with a gift card that I got from my grandma for Christmas, which was like I was like, I got this. Don't worry about it. But so I showed up to her house because she texted me her address and didn't tell me anything. I just thought I was picking her up.
Yeah.
So I brought flowers and I knock on the door, and then her mom answers. And she's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I'm here to pick up Lily." And she's like, "No, you're not."
I didn't tell
She literally
anyone.
said that.
Yeah.
She literally was like, "No, you're not."
I was planning on sneaking out of the house and
she's
you
like,
ruined it.
And she was like looking behind me and stuff. Like, I don't know if she was looking for Stephanie or.
She was probably just confused.
Yeah, she was confused. Yeah. And then she called you down.
Yeah. And I was like, shit.
And she was like, yeah, she's not allowed to date. And then I was like, oh, well, whatever. And then her mom brought me in to talk to me near the stairs. She was like, she's like, you need to respect my daughter. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to let her go out with you this time, but you're going to take her sister with you. And I'm just impressed that you knocked on the door.
That's so funny.
Because, you know, most people would just honk or like text.
Yeah.
Be like, come outside.
Yeah.
I was like, I always knock on the door.
Yeah.
And especially on a first date.
Yeah.
I always knock on the door. I'm not like, I'm here.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were going to do.
Yeah. You thought I was going to text you.
Yeah. I thought you were going to text me.
No.
No, I was literally sneaking out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was going to sneak and go with me. But so anyway, we had to take her sister with us.
Yeah.
To Outback Steakhouse.
And my sister ended up ordering dessert.
Yeah. She just got dessert.
Yeah.
The chocolate thunder from down under.
Yep.
Which is literally what it's called.
Yeah.
And she thought that was funny.
That is funny.
So yeah. And then the bill came and I was like, I got this.
I know. I thought it was
my
funny
gift card.
You paid with the gift card.
I should have like covered it up. Here you go, waitress.
Imagine if imagine if you did that now.
What?
If you took someone out on a date,
took them
to Outback, and took the gift card.
I think it'd be funny. If we ever get divorced, that's what I'm doing on my first date.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting a gift card. I'm gonna buy it in advance just to go on the date and use it. I'd be like 4 times reward fuel points I got for this.
I think they would judge you.
Yeah,
I think they would judge you pretty hard.
I would do that to make them think I'm like broke and a loser.
Oh my gosh.
I got this from my grandma, but I was like 18, so
no,
I was literally a kid.
Everything that happened back then was just like didn't matter.
No,
because we were just young.
It was normal.
Yeah, it was normal.
We were just young.
Yeah.
And then we dated for then I asked you to be my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
A month later or something like that.
Well, it's funny that you still stuck around.
Yeah.
Like you like me.
Because of your mom?
Yeah.
Which was like, whoa.
You didn't get scared away.
Nah, I didn't care. It seemed like normal behavior.
That's so funny.
You know?
It's so funny that you didn't like run away.
Yeah.
You just liked me that much?
I just liked you.
Obviously.
And
I'm just thinking back on it, just thinking about your perspective of the situation.
I liked you, but also just like it didn't seem that weird to me.
Yeah.
That a parent that doesn't allow their daughter to date would be like, all right, come in and talk to me.
Yeah.
Because she's not even allowed to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's super sweet.
Whatever, it worked out. Then I started going to like dinner at your family's house, and I wouldn't say like 2 words.
Oh, I know.
At dinner. I was so uncomfortable for like a long time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just this big family. I'm like not used to that.
Yeah.
Sitting down and having dinner with like strangers and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
That's so funny.
Whatever.
Then, you would come over for dinner a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
I was with you like 24/7.
Yeah. Then like I said before, Brendon's addicted to me.
Yeah. Then you went to college at GCU.
Mm-hmm.
And you stayed in the dorms the first semester or year?
It was like the first year.
The first year you stayed in the dorms. That's where you met Riley, which is good. And then GCU was really close to like where my mom's house was.
Yeah. I think it was probably like less than 15 minutes away from where you lived with your mom.
I think like 10 minutes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was really close.
2.5 miles maybe.
Which made sense why you'd go over there a lot. It was so convenient.
I'll come over. But the funny thing is like it's like Christian dorms. So because you had like a living room, like a tiny living room.
Yeah.
And then 2 rooms,
Mm-hmm.
one for 2 girls and the other one for 2 girls.
Yeah.
But like the boys were not allowed in the rooms
Mm-hmm.
because it was a Christian dorm,
Yeah.
like university.
Yeah.
But like normal dorms, they don't care.
Mm-mm.
But whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no.
So I went there for that first year, and then I moved out for the second year because the dorms were really expensive, and I had lost scholarship money.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is good.
Yeah.
Then we didn't have more debt to pay off.
Yeah.
So
And then after that year, technically my third year in college is when we got married.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
2015.
We got married. I was 21. She was 20.
Mm-hmm. And we had it was November 2015.
Yeah.
So we had just turned 20 and 21.
Yeah.
We got married really young.
So 19 and 20 almost.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
crazy.
we had talked about wanting to get married before then too.
Yeah, we had always talked about getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Right from like the beginning almost. Like not beginning, but maybe after a year
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think we just wanted to like live on our own and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to just like move in together.
Yeah.
But you were like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
I said it like that too.
You're gonna have to Beyonce me right now and put a ring on it. Okay. So whatever. We got married at the courthouse because we were young and broke.
Oh yeah. We had no money.
No money.
Yeah.
I mean, like like looking back, like we literally should not have done it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it worked out.
Yeah.
But like we had to learn from like the book of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got married and then we had gotten an apartment with her brother and his wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we were splitting rent. It was $1,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Just so cheap now.
So it was $500 each.
Yeah.
So our rent was only $500. I was working as like a personal trainer at this really crappy gym.
Yeah.
And like,
It's called Blast.
yeah, Blast Fitness.
Blast Fitness.
So like with those gyms, you don't sell. There's like a training sales guy. He does all the selling, and then he'll give you the clients
Yeah.
and you schedule them.
Right.
And if you have someone scheduled for that 30-minute session, you get $8.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have people back to back, then you can make $16 an hour, which back then was not terrible, $16 an hour, but
It wasn't consistent.
it wasn't consistent. Like I
No.
didn't have enough clients to fill my roster every day.
No.
So I was probably getting like, I don't know, $500-$600 checks or whatever,
Right.
which was crap.
Mm-hmm. It was nothing.
So
basically.
then Lily was like, yo, my mom's job is hiring at Farmers Insurance
Mm-hmm.
and you should go work there
Yeah.
because it'd be more consistent. And I was like, nah, man, it's not my thing. I can't be sitting at a desk, I'm
Yeah.
more of like a free bird. I got to spread my wings.
You weren't into it.
And she's like, bitch, we got to pay the rent. And
I said, we have bills to pay.
I was like, all right.
The personal training isn't working.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then I was like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
I applied, got the job.
Begrudgingly,
yeah.
you applied.
I was like, fine. But then I was happy about it. Well, like once I applied and got the interview and stuff, I was like, this will be good. It's like a
Yeah.
corporate job. I imagined it would be like this great job because it's this big corporate company,
Right.
And it was
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
I think the first year I made like $30,000
I paid the bills.
and then, which was enough to pay that rent
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And then after like 9 months or so,
Well, I was going to school too, and you
Yeah.
had stopped going to school.
yeah, I
So
stopped.
that's why I also urged you to go work there
Right.
because we needed steady income so I could
Finish
finish
school.
school.
Right.
Yeah. Because you did ask my dad for his blessing for us to
Mhm.
get married.
Right.
And he told you, I just want to make sure she finishes school.
Right.
That's what he told you.
That was basically what your whole family said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make sure she finished school. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
And I think that I was working part-time at Best Buy.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was working, I think that's what I was doing at the time.
Yeah.
I started working there in 2014.
Yeah.
And I was working part-time at Best Buy and then going to school, I think part-time as well. Just trying to get my prereqs done for nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, looking back, I could have worked more hours.
Yeah, but
I don't know why
That's okay.
I didn't.
it is what it is. You're just hanging out at the house a
I
lot.
was literally hanging out at the house because we did get Blue around that time that you like right before you started working
Mhm.
at Farmers. We got our dog Blue, and dogs are time consuming too.
Yeah, they are.
It's because we got married in November and we got Blue in March?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we got
Few
Blue in
months later.
March. So it wasn't that long after that I had this little responsibility too.
Mhm.
And she pooped all over that apartment.
True. Yeah, she pooped so much on that apartment.
God, yeah.
Oh my God, she was the hardest dog to train.
Yeah, she was very stubborn.
Yeah.
She was stubborn.
She wouldn't show any signs of having to go, and then she would just go.
And then finally we got a crate for her.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, crate training saved us from.
We crate trained her immediately.
It took a while.
It was like this weird little tent thing.
Oh,
we got that immediately.
Yeah, and then that didn't work. She skipped out of it.
She like flipped it over and like chewed out of it.
She was doing gymnastics in that plastic tent.
It was this like cheap tent. Yeah.
Finally, we got a metal crate, and that changed our lives because then we could leave her there when we would have to go to work or
But
school.
She would scream.
Oh yeah.
For the first few weeks.
Yeah, she was bad.
Scream.
As most puppies do.
Yeah.
Yeah. She hated the crate.
But Navy only screamed for like 2 days.
Yeah, Navy.
And she got used to it.
Yeah. Well, she would try to get out of that playpen.
Kobe, maybe like.
Kobe was the easiest to crate train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Navy, she liked to get out of that playpen.
Mm-hmm.
She just wanted to be with us.
Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm. So we had Blue. You started working at Farmers, and then I was still just trying to finish my prereqs for nursing school.
Yeah, so you're doing your prereqs, and then I was working at Farmers, and like I think after the first 9 months, once you learn auto and home really well, they give you a promotion.
Yeah,
which is like they increase you from a salary grade like 28 to 29, and you get like 7,000 more a year.
Yeah,
so went from like 30,000 to 37,000.
Yeah.
And that made no difference. That much of a like you'd think it's a good raise, and then you get your check and it's like $100 more or less. I don't even know.
Well, we didn't have a lot of money, and we were able to go on one vacation with my family after we got married.
Cancun.
We went to Cancun that June, so we had money for that, but we weren't materialistic at all. No. We didn't feel like we were. I didn't.
I felt like we were broke.
Yeah.
I felt like we were scraping by.
Yeah.
But like we were scraping by.
Yeah, we were.
Like we were doing okay. But I always had that pit in my stomach like, damn.
Mm-hmm. Well, if something went
like we don't have enough.
If one thing went wrong, we'd be in big trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end of the first year, her brother had broke up with his wife. And he didn't want to renew the lease. Yeah. He wanted to like move back in with his mom. And me and her had to like find a new apartment. Yep. And we were paying $500, and now it was going to be more. And we're like, fuck, dude, we can barely do the 500.
Yeah, it was definitely a struggle. I didn't feel unhappy about the money though. No. At the time.
That's good.
I don't remember feeling like I was missing anything or lacking anything.
Because it was new. Like we were just like out on our own. So it was like that freedom. Yeah. That initial freedom felt good.
And plus I got to be with you all the time. Yeah. So that was really nice.
That was nice.
And it was just, I don't know. Yeah. It was really nice for a while there. Yeah.
And then, so we got our own apartment. And then we stayed there for like a year.
Yeah. That apartment was so gross. Smelled like cigarette. Yeah. And they try to get the smell out and it would never get out. I think that was probably like the worst year.
That was the worst year. Because that apartment was ghetto. Yeah. It didn't have its own laundry. And then also that year, I had a drug problem. And I ended up going to rehab.
It's like a worsening drug problem.
Yeah.
Because it had been going on for a long time.
It had been going on like kind of secretly and like not, it wasn't always like an everyday thing, but then it developed into an everyday thing. And then it just got worse and worse.
Yeah, because I didn't know about it before we got married.
Yeah. Should know. Like when we first got married, I really wasn't doing anything. And then probably like, I don't know, 6 months later or something. Yeah. I'd been hanging around this guy that I met at the gym. And he like had gotten some Vicodins or something. Yeah. And then I started taking those, and then we just kept getting like more and more. And it just like spiraled out of control. And then my mom was like, noticed that I looked fucked up, you know, because Lily was so innocent. She had never seen drug users or like, she wouldn't even know the signs. Like I would probably nodded out on the couch a bunch of times and she just thought I was tired.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have no idea.
I had no idea.
Now I know. But back then I didn't.
Yeah, now you can spot it.
Maybe if I was a nurse first.
If you were a nurse first, you probably would know. Like, yo, bro, that's not how people sleep, dude. Yeah.
I had no idea. I was very naive. Yeah. I was very sheltered growing up.
Yeah. So that was a bad year. And then got back from rehab and things were okay for like another year. Yeah. And then I relapsed. The following year, we had changed apartments, got a little bit better apartment which we actually ended up liking that apartment. Like that was our
stayed there
favorite
for 3
apartment.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ended up being, it was really small and stuff, but like it was our favorite little apartment.
It was. It felt like home.
Yeah. Felt like home. I kind of like, we bought our house and our first house, and moving out of that apartment felt sad.
Yeah, I did feel sad.
Yeah.
I did.
But then when we bought this house, moving out of our first house didn't really feel sad.
No.
We're like, nah.
Moving into
Later.
the first house was rough again too. That was also a hard, dark time for me.
Yeah. So whatever. I had the relapse, and at that point, Lily had already given me a bunch of chances, and she was like, "Yo, I'm done with this shit." I'm like, "Get out."
Yeah.
So I went and like lived at my mom's for like, it was only like a week or two, but you seemed like really done at the time.
Well, I was just trying to finish school, and it was such another distraction.
Yeah.
And I said, I was already distracted freshman year with our relationship.
Yeah.
I can't let that happen. Not when I was in the middle of the nursing program.
Yeah, you were like actually in the nursing program.
Yes.
At this time.
Which is arduous and takes a lot of time and attention.
Yeah.
And I didn't want any distractions. I just needed to be supported.
Yeah.
And not deterred from passing and worrying about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you're like really strong. You like, I mean, you had this husband that was like a drug addict. You kicked him out of the house, and you're like still focusing on school somehow.
I said, I have a final exam next week. I cannot be dealing with this. You need to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
That was pretty much it.
I went to my mom's house, like went through withdrawals and shit all again.
I could not be around that.
Yeah.
Not during that time. No.
And I thought we were like done. Like I thought you were like for sure done.
Yeah.
But I was like, no. Like I didn't want to lose you.
Yeah.
And I think that was like really a big part of like why I was able to get clean and like not go back to it. It was like, I really didn't want to lose you. I wanted to have a good life.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to fucking like, I don't know. I felt like if I lost you, I for sure would have just spiraled even further and just went all out with it.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be like living on the streets today, like begging for money, or, like sucking dick to like get drugs. Like that's probably where I'd be like,
that's horrible.
You'd be like a nurse, and you'd probably like drive by the off ramp, and I'd be like, you got $5.
I'll be like, oh my God, that's my
like,
ex-husband.
Dude, what?
I'm like, you need to leave the state.
Yeah. You need to get out of here. This is embarrassing.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. We pulled through though.
Yeah. We pulled through. You graduated. I got clean. Like after that binge, I never did drugs again.
Yeah.
So, because that relapse was like, it was only like 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
But I went pretty hard. To the point where my withdrawals were like terrible.
Yeah.
And stuff. But
yeah.
You found out pretty quick that time. And kicked me out. I went through withdrawals. And then, then from there I was done.
Our love was strong enough to get us through.
Yeah.
Like I loved you enough to take you back.
Yeah. But I feel like
I was like, okay, I'm done with my final exam now. We can work on our marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happened probably.
That's crazy.
That is.
But I was fully expecting that. You were like, nah. Like I thought I was going to be like at my mom's and just like get divorce papers.
Jeez.
You know?
Yeah.
But nah, it was fine.
Yeah.
And I got clean. You finished school. We stayed in the apartment for like another year. And then at that point we like saved a little bit. And then my friend Danny was like, you should buy a house. Like, you know.
He really encouraged, my friend Danny really encouraged us to buy a house.
Yeah. Because he had bought one like a year or two before that.
Yeah.
And his had like already doubled in value. And I was like, shit, well, if you're doubled in value, then like they're probably already too high to buy, you know?
Right.
And he's like, no, just get like, he's like, the sooner the better. They're always going to go up.
Yeah.
So like the sooner the better.
He's really smart.
So we met with his realtor. I told him like what our budget was and stuff, which at the time it was like $250,000, which was like the entry level. Like you couldn't get anything for cheaper.
No.
You know? So I was basically just telling the guy like as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
but we also told him like what we wanted in a house.
Yeah.
So, you know, which is I'm sure every realtor deals with is someone gives you, you're like, I don't want to spend that much.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, but don't you want all these things?
Yeah.
So you have to, you're always going to like go above your budget. Yeah. There's always has to be a compromise.
Yeah. Or go above your budget.
Yeah.
Which at the time I was so scared to do because at that point we were in our third apartment and the rent was like $750.
It was pretty cheap.
It was $750 and that was the highest we had ever paid.
Yeah.
For rent. So like going to a house, it was about to be like over $1,000.
It was about to be like at least $500 more.
Yeah.
Which we could afford.
Right. Well, like, yeah, because once you became a nurse, we had a lot more disposable income because we were living in an apartment for $750.
Right. We were saving a lot of money during that time.
Yeah, we were saving enough for like the house down payment and all that crap.
Yeah. I think I saved like $25,000 in 1 year.
Yeah, it was the 1 year. As soon as you became a nurse, we saved $25,000 in 1 year somehow.
Yeah.
Because we didn't spend anything else. Like,
no. We went on one vacation, maybe like a trip to LA, and that was it.
But we always kept our spending the same.
Yeah. I didn't go out and buy everything.
Yeah, you weren't like,
oh,
my check's bigger. Let's go get more crap.
Yeah.
But I think because we always wanted to buy a house. So we were like, let's save because we want to get a house.
Right.
So we met with the realtor. We got the house. And Lily wasn't real happy about that house. She was like...
It was a whole process, too.
I was rushing the process along because I was like, oh, I need to get into it quickly. Because at the time, it was a point where people were getting like 20 offers in a weekend on their house.
Yeah.
And people were offering like money above appraisal and like all this crap. And I just thought like if we didn't act quick and weren't aggressive, that we weren't going to get the house.
The market was really hot and it was really high pressure.
It was crazy
environment.
Yeah. So it was really high pressure and I was just trying to move us along. And we found a house that was like not really in the neighborhood we were looking for, but it was like 1,000 square feet, 1,100 maybe. But it had been like pretty updated inside.
It was.
Like it had new flooring.
The bathrooms had the bathrooms just had new vanities.
They had new vanities. It looked nice to me. Because like all the houses I ever lived in were shit. We lived in tiny apartments.
Right.
Whatever. So I was like, it's kind of upgraded. It was like older, like 1980 or something.
Yeah.
So whatever. I was like, the first upgraded one I saw, I was like, let's get it. And it was like $250.
And I was hesitating.
Which was the budget.
Yeah.
And Lily was like, we could spend a little more. I was like, I don't think so. I don't think we could spend $100 more a month. Like,
my thinking was, well, if we're going to buy a house, we might as well spend a little bit more to get something that we actually really like in a better neighborhood.
But my thinking was, we don't have an extra $100. I'm going to die. But really, we did.
We would have made it work.
It's just like every time you increase your rent or your house, you're like, you think that 500, because that's a big increase. It was double. It was literally double.
Yeah.
You know, so like, oh, we got to pay rent twice.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell are we going to do that?
Well, then I was also thinking we could make it work.
Yeah.
Even if we had to spend a little bit more, it'd be worth it in the end because somehow I knew you would eventually make more money and I was making good money already and we were able to save so much that I don't know.
That we would have been okay.
Yeah, we would have been fine.
Yeah. But I was like, nah. And then
you're like, third house, this is the one.
Yeah.
And I hesitated and you didn't like that.
I was like, we're already at closing, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
I was not into it.
She was not into it. She called her dad. She's like, I don't want this stupid house.
Yeah.
And he was
really
like, it's a nice house. What's wrong with you?
And my dad's perspective is from LA.
Yeah.
So a lot of things are nice to him.
Yeah, because that house in LA, it's probably, you know.
It was $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$400,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, not actually $1 million, but
yeah.
It was a cute little house.
It was nice.
It was cute. I didn't like the neighborhood. I didn't like how small it was. The bathrooms were tiny.
It was the neighborhood. The
closets
bathrooms
were tiny.
Were really small. The closet, like, so she used the master closet, which was small, and then I used the closet in like my office.
Yeah.
So we used separate closets,
Yeah.
and they were both like packed.
They were
to the brim.
Because the master closet.
It was like a step in. It was not a walk in.
It was as big as our coat closet.
Yeah.
Here in this house.
Yeah, it was like a step in, like half a step in.
Yeah.
It wasn't even.
So then that caused me to be like kind of depressed for the time that we lived there.
You're kind of like resentful.
I was resentful because I didn't enjoy the process of buying the house. I felt rushed and pressured into agreeing to buying it.
Yeah.
So then that kind of contributed to me being like, I wanted to buy a house, but it wasn't this house that I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you buy a house, it's supposed to be like exciting.
Especially first house, you're supposed to be like happy about it.
Yeah. And I was not happy about it.
And I was happy about it. But then because you were so unhappy about it, I was like stressed the fuck out.
Yeah. That first year was hard.
I was like, damn, yeah, the whole first year I was like, how the hell can I get us out of this? Like,
but it took me that long. It took me a long time to be okay with it.
I was like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And you just kept drilling me about how much you hated it.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's literally nothing I can do.
I couldn't get over it because it was what it's what I had to live with.
Yeah.
And this is what I had to come home to every day.
Especially the neighborhood, I think, is what You really hated.
If it was in a cool, cute neighborhood, I would have been so much happier.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of where I was driving to every day and where I had to wake up.
It was like the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It just was not what I envisioned for my first house.
Right.
And I always have high expectations for everything in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And when those expectations are not met, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And until it's fixed.
So luckily, we only had to stay there for 2 years.
Yeah.
We planned on staying there 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to
we
like
did.
gain equity and then like stepping stone.
Yeah.
Like my plan was always buy a starter home.
Yeah.
Wait for the equity to go up and then buy something else. Because that's like what my aunt and uncle had did when I was like 10 years old.
What they did.
What they had did. When I was like 10 years old. So I was like, that's the move. You know?
You're like, buy a crappy house first and then you buy the nice house.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how I thought of it.
Because they also bought in a time where prices were going up really quickly. Because they bought their first house for like 79 grand. And like a year or two later, they sold it for 179 and then they bought a bigger house.
Yeah.
Which is funny because most of the time that doesn't work.
No.
But the time that they bought and the time that we bought, it worked.
Yeah, it
like,
did.
We also bought in the middle of like this huge rise.
Yeah.
So after 2 years, we had like 100 grand equity and we sold it for that. Had like 80 left over that we put into this house.
Yeah.
And now we're at this house. We love it. It's a good neighborhood.
I'm way happier.
Way happier.
Yeah. During that time, I also got my Navy girl.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot.
Yeah, we got Navy at like toward the end of living there.
Towards the end of living in that house. But no, I love this new house. It's a much better neighborhood. It's a neighborhood that I always dreamt of living in.
Yep.
Like, it's exactly what I wanted.
We always talked about living up here when we were first dating.
Yeah.
We would like drive near here and we're like, I always want to live up like near
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So got it. So we're happy.
Now people know where we live.
Yeah, they have like a sort of idea, but not really because it's a really big street.
You just said it again.
Yeah.
I guess you can play it back.
It's just a street. Nobody, you know, and we don't even live there. We live kind of near it. So good luck finding it.
But yeah.
She gets way too worried about internet stuff.
Yeah.
She thinks someone's going to find us somehow.
No, literally. You have that fear too, though.
Yeah, but I'm like, the person that finds it is literally just like, anyone could just follow me home from the gym one day if they really wanted to know.
Yes, that's true. You do get recognized at the gym.
Yeah. So
I immediately go into panic mode. I'm like, I don't like that.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's kind of where that went. But yeah,
that's where
everything's
we're at
so
now.
much better now.
Everything's going like really well.
Yeah.
You know, we're pretty happy.
I'm never selling this house.
No, we'll keep it forever. We might move, but like we're keeping this one forever.
I love this house.
Yeah, I love it too. It's like perfect for us.
Yeah.
It's not like super big.
No.
It's just big enough for us.
It's perfect for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have our own space if we need to.
I've got this little room.
I know, and you have your office.
Which I have this room and an office. In the last house, they were combined.
Yeah.
So like I had this stuff, less of it, but I had like all these recordings we do, and then another desk for like my work.
Yeah.
When I worked at Farmers. But now I have like a separate office in this one.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 2 of our 4 bedrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, for now.
If we were to even have kids, I would just kick Brendon out of this room.
Yeah.
If we needed to.
No, I'll just buy a bigger house.
Okay, Mr. Baller.
I don't know, but if I have a kid, then you know.
That's a big factor if we're gonna move or not.
Yeah. Because if we never have kids, we don't need to move. But if we do have kids, we probably would want a little more space. But we're out of time. But next time we can talk about kids.
Oh yeah.
And our view on that.
Actually, I think I want to talk about like my fitness journey.
We can talk about that.
We can talk about both of our fitness journeys. Well, actually, I guess you've talked about yours a lot already, huh?
Yeah. So we can talk about yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Time. But we're already at like an hour and 20, so.
Oh my God, I know. We have endless things to talk about.
Yeah, we could go forever.
Yeah.
We could just stop this and start a new one.
No.
This is probably the longest podcast we've done.
Really?
Like between me and Nick or anyone.
Anyone?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
yeah. We're gonna have burgers for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
I make In-N-Out style burgers. The Flying Dutchman. If you're on TikTok, you know what that is.
Them onions.
The onions, the cheese. I'm making that. I make the special sauce. and then we're gonna watch a movie.
Yeah.
Watch Priscilla.
She always makes her own special sauces for like tons of different things. But we're out of time, so
okay, bye.
We'll talk about it next time. Thank you guys for listening, watching. Please hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.